So guys, it's David here, and it is currently day 416, and being Sunday, I hope you guys had done your self-reflection. But with that being said, today I want to talk about that if you are going to attack life by yourself, if you're going to start the business by yourself, if you're going to tackle this ambiguous journey of self-improvement by yourself, then at least equip yourself with the right tools. Now, what does it mean to equip yourself with the right tools? Well, first of all, what the heck are tools? I do believe tools can be anything that you could use to betterment your knowledge and to make your journey more easy. And the first set of tools that I encountered in my life was to listen to other people's advice, to listen to those advice that would benefit me. But you see, it was never like that for me. I am stubborn, and being stubborn, perhaps I was independent. But because I choose to view everyone as wrong and believe that my way is the right way, I had made countless mistakes growing up. And I still do, right? I still do because I refuse to look for help on relationship advice. I refuse to look for help on how to be more socialized. And because of so, I am getting nowhere with my social life. Pretty sad, but that is the downside of not taking advice from other people. That is the downside of not using tools. Because when you are so stuck in your own way, you tend to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. You kind of fall into this loop, this void of repeating endless mistakes. And all could be avoided if you just choose to open up, if you just choose to accept that you have limitations. And there are people out there, there are things out there that could make your life more easy. It could teach you how to improve on your life. But if you refuse to open up, then you are going to experience the same outcome. And for me, it was like that. My failed relationships, my failed friendships had all been my own creation because I choose not to change. So I do think it is important to stay independent, to think that you don't need to be dependent on someone at the moment. To not depend on anyone is a very great skill, and I do believe you need to be dependent to find your own belief. But, and this is a very big but, it is a mistake if you believe that you never will need to be dependent on anyone. Because at some stage, guys, whether you like it or not, you will need the help of others. You will need the tools of others. Whether in your career you want to improve or move up the ladder, you have to perhaps get some more resources, because the thing one man can do will easily be accomplished by other people together. So there is nothing a group of people that can't accomplish that one man can, but rather one man can never accomplish the amount of things that a group could. So eventually in your career, eventually in your life, you need the help of others. You need outside tools and systems. And what is an outside tool? Well, for me, it is to leverage APIs for my coding journey, right? It's to use APIs. And what is APIs? I am not sure, but I have the definition here. Application Programming Interface. So think about it as if you want to open up a lemonade stand. You have your lemons, you have the stand, but you don't have an FPOS machine or a credit card taking machine. And what would you do? You'll use this API. The API acts as the FPOS machine, right? The credit card taking machine. And you would use that to collect money, similar as Stripe, right? And that is something very complicated, right? You don't know how to really make it. Of course, you could spend your time to create that machine, but then again, you want to sell lemonades. So you don't have time to work on those systems, right? Those things that will make your life easier, make your life more efficient. So you see, guys, to refuse help is a foolish thing because it will take you more time to complete something when otherwise it would have been the same. Leverage tools, right? Leverage advice, leverage systems. Everything will help your life out in a way that you cannot imagine. Because if you are going to do this on your own, guys, then it would be a mistake on your part to not use tools, to not equip yourself with the right tools that is going to accelerate your journey. Sure, you could try to do everything by yourself, but you'll probably die before you achieve what you really want to. And there's a time, guys, where I had learned that you have to accept your own limitations. I'm not saying that we are limited to accomplishing great things. All I'm saying is that if you want to have your fingers in every single pie, then you may not have the stomach to belly them all. Sometimes you just have to have one and let your teammates, or in this case, let those tools consume the other. And sure, I do believe, looking back now, my avoidance of bringing on people or perhaps networking was simply my attempt to shield myself from my own fear. My fear of meeting new people, my fear of social norms, and most importantly, just being socially awkward, perhaps was my greatest hindrance. But that being said, being independent is a great thing. Knowing that you can survive in this world is a tremendous ability that I do believe all of us should have. Because sometimes people will leave you, right? Sometimes tools will not be around. And when you are left by yourself, you have to manage the change. You have to manage the survival by yourself. But be ready to change. Be ready and be prepared when those tools and opportunities come to you. Leverage them. Take advantage of it. And maybe you will just accelerate your journey sooner and you'll do less work yourself. Because at the end of the day, guys, we all have a vision. I have a vision and you have a vision. And we cannot sacrifice our own vision and clarity for doing something that a tool can do, for doing something that other people can do for us. Because our brain and focus is the most important thing. And if we want to be clear with our intentions, then we need to save those mental energy for what is important. So let go of that stubbornness, right? Let go of this ego in a way. Accept that you cannot do everything, but that does not mean that you cannot do the thing you want to do. If you want to walk this journey by yourself, then leverage tools. Because for what I had learned, using tools in my life had made me avoid so many mistakes. And even with the mistakes I had made, I was easily able to correct them because I had tools and I used those right tools. And I will continue to do so because change is always going to happen. The road won't stop for you, and therefore you have to be ready to flow with the road. You have to be ready to go where the road is leading tomorrow. So, with that being said, I hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.